And thanks. Some of you may have heard me before. I recognize some names, but not all. So good to have you with us. I am an Ohio ambassador, plus I do work for the national team, the Nexus, and I'm also a person-centered mentor trainer. All of our presentations on charting the life course are provided by the Family Resource Network of Ohio. We are the official hub for charting the life course in Ohio. I have our website. I hope you all have signed up on our website to get notifications. We do probably close to 100 presentations a year that are offered to anyone. They are free, so we hope that you will sign up. We also hope if you are a Facebook user that you like our Facebook page. We share stories of how people are using LifeCourse and the impact it's making on their life or their family's life, or for professionals, how it's helping you do your work. Our presentations are provided without cost through very generous funding from the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities and the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce. As I said, the presentations are hosted and sponsored by the Family Resource Network of Ohio. I just want to share the members of our team. Erica is on the call. She can wave. And she'll be typing things in chat, resources for you. If you have any questions, it's only 30 minutes today. Please type in chat. I will try to monitor chat. If there's a question I haven't answered or Erica can't answer, she will let me know. She'll unmute and let me know, and I'll answer. Again, my name is Barb Seferis, and the fourth member of our team is Celia Schlomer. Just a little bit about me. I retired from the Cuyahoga County Board of DD. I worked there for over 36 years. I've worked in the IDD field for over 46. I had a variety of roles. My professional training was as a speech pathologist. I worked as an SSA. I've worked supporting people in their residential settings, in employment, in their day services, and also in a variety of community settings wherever they were active and part of their community. So today and next Tuesday, I'm going to go over the quick guides and talk about how you can use these guides not only to do your work, but to also support and empower people and families. There are 3 handouts. You should have gotten them if you registered. They were sent out. And also, Erica has put the link in chat. If you don't have the handouts, you can click in chat and get the handouts. And I'll go over them. Just want to share them with you so you can find them quickly. So I use the term support and empower. In Ohio, our trajectory to support and empower people with disabilities and their families to use Charting the Life course. We want people to use Charting the Life course so they have, they can be an active participant in identifying the kind of life they want instead of just being the receiver of information or being asked questions and answering questions. We want people to drive the information, not to just be respondents to questions. But we also know Charting the Life course helps you as professionals do your work. And I didn't see the summary of the polls. I removed it from my screen. Can you share that with me, Erica, so I see who's on the call, what role they have? And if not, that's okay. I'll just assume that there are family members and there are professionals across service systems. Our core concept in Charting the Life course is we want all people to have the right to live, love, work, play, learn, and pursue their life aspirations in their community. And this is across the lifespan, across abilities. So if you are working in any of our service systems, whether it's DODD or the Department of Education or mental health, whether you are a service coordinator or a teacher or a parent or family advocate, all of us have the same outcomes. We want to support people. We want to empower them. And I use the term empower. I will push this term because none of us as professionals are in people's lives for their whole life. And we really need to learn how to give people and families the tools and resources so they have control and power over their life. In other words, they have that right of self-determination. And we want everyone to have a life they value and to be seen as valued members of their community. Thank you, Erica. I'm going to just take a quick look. So we have lots of people working with transition. We have a lot of others, and I don't know what that is. Some administrators. Those of you that selected other, if you want to type in chat just to give me a quick picture of who is attending, I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. So there are common themes. I don't care what your job is. Oh, SSA. Okay. Parent mentor, SSA, SSA, SSA. Oh, that wasn't on our drop down, huh? Okay. Or was it? I can't remember, but thank you very much. So our common themes across the service systems, education, county boards, mental health, is we want to use common language. We want people to have a life they value. We want people to have positive control over their life, which means they have information. They're not just responders. Oh, good to see early childhood. Awesome. Awesome. That we want people to be able to make informed decisions and have the civil right of self-determination, which is positive control. We want people to think about quality of life, not just skill development, but what kind of life do you want? In charting the life course, we talk about 6 domains, and we really stress the importance of having experiences and opportunities. If we want people to make informed choices about what kind of work they want to do, where they want to live, what they want to do during the day, we all need experiences and opportunities. And I'll just ask you, oh, well, welcome from Indiana. Thank you. It's great to see you, or great to have you here. We all need experiences and opportunities to make informed decisions. I'll just ask, think about in your own life. Are you working in the job that you first held in your life? And the answer is probably no, because maybe you had jobs as a teenager or as a young adult and you were like, oh, this is not a good fit. I never want to do this again. And we make decisions, we make informed decisions because we have experiences and opportunities. Think about the foods that you like. Is there a food that you said, there's no way I'll ever like that? And once you tried it, you were like, hey, this is good. I like this. I always like to use the example of sushi because that's something that most people did not grow up eating. I know I didn't. And I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to have that. And once I tried it, it was like, oh, my goodness sakes, why have I blocked this experience from my life? In charting the life course, we don't talk about skill areas. We talk about life areas. And these are all quality of life areas for all of us. So where we live, what we do during the day, what we do for fun, who we spend time with, how we take care of our health, how we take both physical and mental. Do we feel safe and secure? And I don't mean just safety, health and safety like we see in plans, but it's winter. How many of you feel safe driving in certain driving conditions? Do you have alarms in your house? What do you do to make sure that you're safe in your life? And then advocacy and engagement. We all go through transitions in our life. For people and families who receive supports, they probably, and it doesn't always start with getting a diagnosis in infancy. I mean, some people don't get diagnoses until they're in school or transition age or even adulthood. But a typical transition trajectory of life experiences in a service system might be getting a diagnosis, getting services in early childhood. I know my brother was diagnosed when he was 6 months old, and before it was a thing, we had home-based services from a private agency in the Cleveland area, because there were no county boards when Nick was born. And he received home-based services. Then perhaps you go to school, you go to middle school, you go through that transition period into adulthood, and then the transitions that we all go through in adulthood. We leave our family home, maybe we get married, have a partner, get older, lose some of our family members. But we also go through a trajectory of life experiences. And it is so, so critical that we support people and families to have and provide a variety of experiences so people can make informed decisions about their good life. I shared a resource with you. It's in that bottom right-hand corner on the slide, the Experiences and Questions booklet. And we all go through life experiences. You know, as a speech pathologist, whenever I introduced a mode of communication to someone, the first thing we taught them to do was to say no, and to teach the people around them to recognize their no, whether it was a gesture, a sign, a picture, a word, something on a device. We also talk about anticipatory guidance, that if you think about your own life, we're all in that adult stage of life. So what comes next? Retirement, aging. We don't start thinking about retirement and aging when we turn 65. We start thinking about, you might have started thinking about it when you were first hired. What benefits do I have? What retirement system am I going to be paying into? Will I have to, how long will I have to work? So we also want to provide that anticipatory guidance to people and their families. So in early childhood, we should be talking about what comes next. How can you prepare? What's your vision of a good life for your child? In school, what do you see them doing when they're out of school? I remember the first time I worked with families in EI, I asked them to do a trajectory. What do you see your child doing at age 25? And they were like, why are you asking me about 25? And I said, because I want you to think beyond school. And people said, I want them to find something they have a passion about. I want them to have friends. I want them to be included. I want them to have people who love them, not just their mom and dad and their grandparents. And given that vision, I said, share that vision with your teams as you go through life, because what they should be doing is helping your child have that good life. So do they need to learn social skills? Do they need to have experiences and opportunities being around other children? And that's anticipatory guidance. Let's think about what's coming next. I sent you the booklet. So again, the book gives you information to consider under each of the 6 life domains across the life stages from prenatal and infancy all the way through aging. If you are a service coordinator, this book, or a teacher, this book gives you the information to think about and have conversations with your students or your loved ones, or if you're doing planning, to help you ask those questions. So we know that having a conversation is the way that we learn about people. Conversation skills are soft skills. You know, I can't give you a course on this is how you start a conversation, this is what you do next, this is what you do next. But I can give you a resource that gives you a lot of the questions that you can pose, ask people about, and as a provider, whether you are an education provider, an early childhood provider, a day provider, things that you can consider. Are we giving them these experiences and opportunities? I also want to remind you that these resources are available in Spanish. You go to lifecoursetools.com, then go to library, foundational tools, and there is a section that has all of the resources in Spanish. They are not located with the similar tool in English. They have their own segregated section on the website. So if you are working with families who are bilingual, if you are bilingual, if you are supporting people who are bilingual, please know that you can get the resources. In the experiences and questions booklet, here's an example of when you open the booklet up. This is for the domain of daily life and employment, and it gives you things to consider: prenatal and infancy, early childhood. A lot of families in early childhood will say to me, "Why are you talking about employment? My child is 2." And I'm like, because a lot of what you can do, a lot of the experiences and opportunities that you give your 2-year-old or 3-year-old is building skills they will need in employment and in adult life. Like, are you giving them opportunities to make mistakes? Think about the toys that you let little kids play with, that those shape toys where you have shapes and you've got to fit them in the slots. All of that is teaching kids problem solving. It doesn't fit in this slot. What am I going to do? I'm going to move to another one. Giving kids chores. And don't think about, oh my gosh, they're not going to clean the house, but are they going to put their sippy cup on the counter? Are they going to put their dirty clothes in a hamper or wherever you tell them to put them? Are they learning routines? Are they learning that before I go to bed, I put my pajamas on, I brush my teeth, I get a story, I kiss mom and dad, or I say my prayers, or whatever their routine is. Why is that important? Because you're teaching kids sequencing and anticipation and order. So these are great. That's a great resource for you to use. But something that you can share with families, you can share with students, and you can share with families, students. Oh, and people with lived experience are these quick guides. So instead of handing them this 20-page booklet or copying it for them, you can give them the quick guide for the life stage they're in. There are only 5 quick guides. There's not one for infancy. It starts with early childhood and it goes through aging. Now, if you are working in early childhood, I would suggest that you not only share with the family the booklet on early childhood, but also the booklet on school age. So they can start thinking, anticipating what's coming next. What do I have to think about when my child starts school and leaves this very different model of support that's provided in early childhood? These quick guides are available on lifecoursetools.com under library, and then you go to exploring life stages. The booklets are free. You can download them, you can save them, you can email them to people. And again, I go back to all of us have the role to support and empower people and families. And that means we give them information so they can lead the conversation, not so that all they do is respond to our inquiries. Let's support them to think about what should be happening at different life stages. So why support and empower? What I have heard from families and from professionals is that using these tools helps them have conversations about the life they value. It helps them think beyond just skills, but it helps people think about, but what kind of life do I want my son or daughter to have, or what kind of life do I want? It helps people and families understand the domains, which if they receive support from a county board, they see the domains on the Ohio ISP. It also helps them think about, what am I going to say when my service coordinator asks me? And so when I've worked with people with disabilities, older students, young adults, older adults, by talking about the domains, it can help them think about, well, what do I want to do? And they can start thinking and planning and sharing. And also, we want people to know that it's very important to have experiences and opportunities across the lifespan. You don't start talking about work at 14. You start talking about work when that child is small, little. And think about it. What do we say to every small child we meet? What do you want to be when you grow up? And do we even ask a child with disabilities, what do you want to be when you grow up? Not that they're going to become that. Think about what you said to your parents when they asked you. I want to be a ballerina. I want to be a fireman. I want to, whatever. But what did your parents do? Did they enroll you in ballet classes? They take you to the fire station? If you wanted to, be a scientist or do something like you see on TV experiments, did they take you to the science center? Did they give you toys that were related to your interests? Did they help you get books? And so again, providing experiences and opportunities all through the lifespan, not just waiting until someone's ready to graduate from school. Now, what do you want to do? I don't know. So please consider giving the quick guides to people. Have them available. Some of the agencies that I've worked with have actually put the quick guides on their own website, so families and students can access them very quickly. If you are an educator, if you provide day support, are you developing lessons around these domains and helping people talk about them and think about them? Are you talking about possibilities? I worked with kids from 3 up to the end of life. So, and I would always be so surprised when families of teenagers would say to me, well, Barb, they're going to graduate from school and they're going to go to a day program and they're going to live in a group home. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, wait a minute, those are the programs. What kind of life do you want for your child? What do they want to do? Or families who have said, my teachers or the staff have told me my son or daughter can never live on their own. And I'm like, why do you think that? Because that's why we have supports. People can live on their own with the supports that they need. And those are called Medicaid waivers. So let's not put people into boxes of assuming this is the way life goes, but let's give them information about things to think about. If you are working directly with, and I mean in a everyday capacity, have people talk about the domains, have them do a vision tool or a trajectory, or develop a vision board. What do they want to do when they grow up? There are 5 quick guides for the 5 life stages on the left. And the beauty of these quick guides is they're written in common language. They give people and families information so they empower them. But if you are a professional, they help you have those conversations so that you can complete your paperwork. What is the vision? What is their vision statement? What are their outcomes? What are the resources that they have? What resources might they need? Let me show you a quick guide. So page 1 tells you the life stage, and there's an icon. They are located on lifecoursetools.com under library, under exploring life stages. Page 2 gives you information about 3 of the life domains. You see the icon, the words, things to, what does daily life and employment mean? And then in the small print on the right, things to question, things to start a conversation, things to consider, so that families or young adults can look at this and go, oh, that's what they mean. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I want. On page 3, the rest of the life domains. And then on page 4, there's a section for services and supports. So if your child is in transition, what services should you be thinking about? Are they sharing the information at their planning meetings? Are you looking at healthcare for adults and transitioning from healthcare for children to healthcare for adults? Are you looking at your voc rehab services? And then a section for the family unit. What kind of help do you need now? What kind of support do you need? So that is the part 1 of the quick guides. I see I have 3 minutes. Just to give you some highlights, we have our annual Ohio Showcase on March 14th and 15th in Columbus. This is in person, and it is one of the few times where there is a charge. And that's because we actually have the showcase at an event center. We have lots of presentations. Please sign up on frnohio.org. We have our community of practice meeting on January 24th, and we have another one, and I can't remember when it is, but please sign up on FRN Ohio so you get all the information. We have many, many opportunities for you to learn about different parts of charting the life course. And if you are working with an agency who really wants to use charting the life course, we also provide support that we call guided implementation, where we help you move from this is great to this is how we use it, and then sharing how you've used it and your learning. So as Erica has typed in chat, as you click on leave, a feedback form will pop up. We appreciate you answering the feedback form, because it is a part of our grant requirements. So thank you for your attendance and attention during our part 1 on quick guides. And I hope to see you next Tuesday from 12 to 12:30, and I'll provide more information about quick guides. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day and be safe.